arrived at the tournament's climax. The trophy is up for grabs. And then there were two. Welcome to the WCG for the grand final of the 2018 Australia Day T20 Big Bash, which sees unbeaten defending champions Nice Gary taking on the inaugural winners of the competition. How's that? Nice Gary's route to the grand final wasn't all smooth sailing, overcoming wet up in the final over by 1 wicket and getting past the 6 offenders in a super over, but they topped the group once again to reach their second consecutive grand final. How's that? Were forced to catch the ghost train to the big one. After scraping through and finishing third, they easily accounted for the 6 offenders in the preliminary final, which saw them through to their second grand final. Captains are in the middle for the all-important toss. So it'll be George Paneros of Nice Gary to call. He calls Hills, and it is Hills, and he immediately chooses to bowl first. So it will be Scott again to open up for How's That in the grand final, coming off a blistering innings of 39 in the preliminary final against the 6 offenders. He'll be looking to replicate that innings against the tournament favourites. So the first ball of the grand final will be skipper v skipper as George Paneros bowls to Brendan Scott. In now to short delivery, and Scott just plays that on the leg side to Mook for no run. This is the prize scout for Nice Gary. If they can remove Scott early, they'll be in the box seat. Here's Paneros bowls against a full ball down the leg side. There's a massive appeal here from Nice Gary. They're all up. Here, they think they've heard a noise down the leg side here. As Scott points to his foot, it's been given as a wide. As we'll see the replay, it's a full delivery. Oh, that's inconclusive. Here's Paneros will bowl again to Scott in the opening over. In now, it's a full delivery and it's down the leg side and will be called another wide. Bit of a nervous start here from Paneros. Perhaps this is a deliberate tactic, knowing that wides aren't re-bowled until the last over. Paneros will come in for the last ball of his over. It's a full delivery, it's driven down the ground and it's brilliantly stopped by Paneros. He's saved 4 runs to Brendan Scott's frustration there. And it's not a bad start for Nice Gary. 2 without loss. It'll be Adam Mook to bowl the second over of the innings. He'll go around the wicket. It's a full delivery and it's down the leg side. And again, that will be a wide. Deliberate bowling down the leg side may trigger negative bowling and a re-bowl. The umpire has stayed put for now. No wicket for 3 in the second over. Not a bad start here for Nice Gary, who have contained Scott up until this point. As Mook bowls again, it's short outside the off stump. He's got a thick edge and it will hit the fence and he'll scamper through for a single. But this wasn't too far away from the auto wiki. Scott gets away with one. Mook will continue around the wicket to Scott. 0 for 4 in the second over. And now it's a full delivery. It's played onto the clothesline and it will be fielded by Bowling, who puts his legs into the boundary. That'll be 4. Well, that's a comedy of errors here. Firstly, it hits the clothesline, stopping a boundary. Then Bowling fields it but trails his legs. It's Mook who will continue around the wicket to Scott. In the second over now, it's a full delivery. It's played down the ground and that'll be 4 runs. Back-to-back boundaries for Scott, who just breaks the shackles. It is Scott on his way again. Here, the final ball of the second over. As Mook will bowl to Scott, it's a full delivery. And Scott advances and he goes again. 3 boundaries in a row in the second over. And Scott is away. How's that? No wicket for 17 as we enter the third over. It'll be bowling again at short. Scott backs away and he's been dismissed. That's a huge wicket there for Nice Gary. Bowling gets Scott again as he did in the round robin stage. A big moment in the grand final. 1 for 17. It's young Costa Savas who comes out at number 2 for How's That. Scott has got them off to a good start with 17 on the board. Can he add to that and get him up to that 25 mark? So it's bowling in again to Savas. It's a full delivery. It popped up in the air and George Paneros has caught this. Was there any bat? Yeah, the umpire says no. As we look closely at the replay, no, it's just off his foot. 1 for 17 in the third over as bowling continues to Savas. It's a shorter delivery, it's played towards the fence on the leg side, and Savas gets away for a single. That's good batting from the young man. He's not going to find the boundaries, he just needs to noodle it around in these final overs. So the final ball of what's been a great over from bowling so far. In now it's a full delivery. Costa Savas tries to blast him down the ground and misses. And that's a great over from bowling. 1 for 18 as we arrive at the final over of the innings. Look at the skipper, George Pineros, the bowl. It's a full delivery, it's played on the leg side. That's a brilliant shot from Costa Savas. His first boundary of the tournament, and what a time to get it. That's a beauty. Pineros in again to Savas. Bowls now, it's a full delivery on the leg side. It's hit Savas on the legs, and he's going to sneak through for a leg bye. Mooks has a shot at the stumps and he hits him. But Savas is well in. So this is the final ball of the innings. How's that? 1 for 24. Pineros in, it's a wild swing from Savas who can't connect, and the innings is over. Scott looked like he was going to take this away from Nice Gary once again, but bowling dismissing him for the second time in the tournament has meant that Howsat have been restricted to 1 for 24 off their 20 deliveries. A good little cameo from Costa Savas at the end gets them up to that mark. Will that be enough to win them their second crown? So it will be Adam Mook to open up the innings for Nice Gary. He's made 21 runs for the tournament so far. Can he add significantly to that tally in the big one and get his side off to a great start? It'll be Scott who will take the new ball also. He'll go over the wicket. So it's 25 the target to win their second consecutive tournament. Scott bowls to Mook and has hit him on the leg and gone through to the automatic wiki for no run. Scott will bowl again to Mook over the wicket. And that's gone down the leg side. That'll be the first run of the innings. It's been an excellent tournament to date. Plenty of close finishes. Will the grand final produce us with another one? Here is Scott will bowl again to Mook. It's a shorter delivery and it beats Mook outside the off stump. And Mook will know that if he can survive this first over, he might have a better chance of playing catch up in the next one. As Scott will bowl again to Mook as he plays it onto the fence on the leg side, and he will scamper through for a single. So no wicket for 2 as we arrive at the final ball of the over. It'll be interesting to see who will bowl the next over for Howsat. Costa Savas has been a revelation for Howsat in the tournament. You feel we might turn to him. As Scott bowls again and beats Mook outside the off stump, which ends the first over. So it's actually going to be Terry Thompson who will bowl the second over for Howsat. In now to Mook, and it's gone through his legs and he's bowled him. Well, it seems to be an inspired choice there from Howsat skipper, because Terry Thompson gets the opening wicket of the innings. Mook goes cheekily in the big one. So it'll be Josh bowling to bat at 2 for Nice Gary. He's compiled 16 runs for the tournament so far, as he comes in with his side in a spot and bother in the second over. 1 for 2. Terry Thompson will come in again to bowling with his tail up. Bowls now to full delivery and it's played towards the boundary. Oh, but it's hit the support beam. And it will only be the 1 run. And Scott knows that's a bit of luck. It's well manoeuvred onto the leg side, but the support beam gets another victim. Thompson to continue to bowling in the second over. It's a short delivery and it's hit bowling on the body, and he's going to sneak through for a leg bye. That's a good result there for Howsat. Nice Gary now required 21 off 12 deliveries. It's not quite yet panic stations for him, but the next couple of balls will be crucial in this innings. His bowling will be looking to get a few away to the boundary to relieve some pressure. Terry Thompson will come into bowl to bowling again. Comes around the wicket to full delivery. It's played on the leg side. Oh, and it's out. He's hit that over the fence, and that's the second wicket down for Nice Gary. They're in trouble in the grand final. It's a full delivery on leg stump, and bowling has not been able to keep it down. And it's 2 for 4. So it's Nice Gary skipper, the last man in. 21 required off 11 deliveries. Are we on track for a massive upset here in the big one? Nice Gary have found a way out of trouble throughout the tournament. Can they do it again? Here is Terry Thompson in for the final ball of his over. It's played towards Scott on the offside, and it's another dot. So Scott is going for the jugular here as he bowls the third over of the innings. It's a full delivery. It's played on the offside and it beats Terry Thompson. That helps. It's a boundary for Nice Gary. They now require 17 off 9 deliveries. Can George Paneros be the saviour? Scott will bowl again here to Paneros. In now to shorter delivery, and Paneros lets that go outside the off stump. So it's 17 off 8 deliveries now, and this is getting really tight for Nice Gary. Only 1 wicket left. Howzat are on the verge of a massive upset here in the grand final. Here is Scott bowls to Paneros. The 4 deliveries hit it straight into the bin, and Howzat have inflicted Nice Gary's first defeat in 2 years, and in doing so have become the champions of the 2018 Australia Day T20 Big Bash. So after finishing third and scraping through in the round robin stage, Howzat have managed to cause a massive boil over in the grand final, defeating Nice Gary by 16 runs to hand them their first loss in 2 years of competition and becoming the first 2-time winners of the tournament themselves. So young Costa Savas, who was a revelation for Howzat in the tournament, lifts the trophy. We hope you've enjoyed our coverage of the 2018 Australia Day T20 Big Bash. We'll see you next time.